I'm joined today with a good member of ours, someone that's been in our program for not too long, but someone that I would say that has learned the ropes relatively quickly. This person is Andrew. Andrew, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing good, Luke.
Before we get into the good stuff, why don't you tell our listeners about your story, about how you found Vector, your story before Vector, and how this all came into play?
So I started 4 or 5 years ago when I was homeless, living in the streets, trying to find just anything to eat, trying to find a place to sleep. At the age of 18, my parents had kicked me out and they disowned me. They called cops on me saying, I don't want to ever be around you ever again. So I had to find my life. So 3, 4 months into my life, I found the Lord. I found my way to get an apartment, then to get a job. 4 years later, find Vector. And that just changed my life dramatically, where I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do now? And so I learned very, very quickly how to trade and how to learn the algo, how to understand the patterns of trading. And ever since then, I've been doing great and fantastic at it.
You're just like a focus on the end goal kind of guy. What
Yeah.
did you do differently when you joined to be able to quickly learn the ropes and quickly get things going for yourself?
So I believe a millionaire has goals. A poor mindset will have an idea, but not act on it and not have ways to get there. Rich mindset always just acts and has a plan in place. Okay, I passed evals now. Now what? Now I'm like, okay, can I be a little conservative, but a little aggressive at the same time? So I'm like, all right, let's start 2, 3 contracts and let's start aiming for 20 to 15 ticks and let's see how that does. So 5 days in, I'm doing great. I'm like, okay, let's bump up the little more contracts to 3 to 4. I now have to start manually trading to close out my position instead of waiting till like 30, 40. And then when it hits 30, it goes right back to -2. I don't want that. I want to get in and get out. I average around 250 to 300 per contract.
Okay, so yeah, you're going for those smaller moves. So you'll enter, would say, the algo, but then once you're green, you're 14, 15 points, that's when you'll close the position.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different setup than some of the other people we've interviewed on the channel, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, no, completely acceptable. If it's working for you, it's working for you. Now, in the last 2 months, you withdrawn about $8,000. Now, why
Yes.
don't you tell us a little bit about your like situation with your funded accounts, like how much you've withdrawn, how much you have in total profits, how many accounts you have?
So I start with 50,000 with everyone. I will go up to my buffer to 2,500. And then anything after that, that's just pure profit, in my opinion. So after I hit 3,000 for most of my accounts, last month I withdrew 3,500. And then after this month, I stayed around 3,500 and withdraw a couple 1,500 there, over there. And I literally withdraw 4,500 this month and 3,500 that last month. I think the rule is if you stick around 2,500, you'll be fine the whole time.
Mm.
Unless you do a big trade and you lose a whole bunch and you use high contracts and you wait until the very last minute to get out, that's when it will kill you and destroy your
Gotcha.
accounts.
So how many accounts do you have? And even after your total of about 8,000 in payouts, how much do you have left over in total buffer?
I had 7 accounts. Last week I just got my 3 accounts passed and I'm just getting them to get buffered in. But last month I had 7 accounts and got paid out on all 7 accounts.
Nice. And what's the remaining balance in those accounts?
Right now, they're around 2,600, 2,700 right now at the moment. Some are 3,000, but most importantly, I always stay around 2,500. I do not go below at all.
Okay, so that means you have about 20 grand or so in a reserve on top of the payouts.
Yes.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. That's all from really just targeting smaller moves with the algo.
Yep.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, Drew, I appreciate you for giving us this information. For anyone listening that wants to get started in trading, algo trading, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
That's a good thing because I got a lot of wisdom in my head. I love bringing motivation to people. I think my biggest thing I've learned while trading is do something you're good at, not that you love. If you're not good at trading, don't trade. It may take 10 years, but you just wasted your 10 years and not being profitable. But if you do, say, I don't know, welding, if you think you're really good at welding, go all in welding. I've never met a millionaire that hasn't gone all in and not succeed. I have not met a millionaire like that. Okay, I'm good at trading. So let's keep trading until I get to my goal I want to get to. That's just my advice.
Thank you, bro. That's big time. That's big time. I appreciate your time today, Drew, and look forward to chatting with you more inside of our Discord community.
Yes, sir.